So today, while President Biden was honoring Dr. Fauci,
A special thanks to one of the great public health officials, a true hero, who we've led this fight against HIV/AIDS, Dr. Anthony Fauci. Where is Anthony? Anthony, you're a good man. God love you. As my mother would say, God love you, Anthony.
I decided to read through the paper that Dr. Fauci recently published.
And it's been proven that when you make it difficult for people in their lives, they lose their ideological bullshit and they get vaccinated.
I mean, come on, man. It's 2024 and your TDS is still showing. And really, that's what you chose to write about? Because haven't we already been over this?
Again, listen to what Donald Trump said. He did not say people should inject themselves with disinfectant. He did not say you should gargle with the Glen 20, wash down dinner with a shot of toilet duck, drink the Dettol, inject the Ajax, nibble the nappy sand, or devour the dishwashing chips. None of it.
And you wonder why people have zero trust in the CDC, the NIH, the medical system as a whole at this point. It's because you say and do stuff like this.
Because now the CDC says, I think I've got this right. 1 mask is better than 0 masks. 2 masks is better than 1 mask. But you don't have to have double masks. Is that right?
It is. In fact, Savannah, you and I had this conversation on your show. It must have been a month or so ago because someone had said, I've seen people wear 2 masks. The recommendation is not that you have to wear it. What the CDC is saying that at minimum, wear a mask, okay? This is what they're saying. Make sure you wear a mask. So you wear a mask. Then you want it to fit better. So one of the ways you could do it, if you would like to, is put a cloth mask over, which actually here and here and here, where you could get leakage in, is much better contained.
Okay.
That's all they're saying. 1 mask at least. But if you want to really be sure, get a tighter fit with the second mask.
So wait a minute. Are you a double masker, Dr. Fauci? It looked like you are.
Well, I have. In fact, I have used it occasionally, mostly, Savannah, for what the CDC is saying. The fit is better. If you get the surgical mask on and you put a cloth mask over, those areas around where some aerosol can get in are better fitting.
You could have authored a paper on vaccine injury or the adverse effects of the mandated vaccine that you were pushing.
This is CDC and FDA's own numbers, and yet, through all the social media censorship unconstitutionally directed by the Biden administration, people just don't want to see this. But these are the true numbers. The first 5 drugs that are listed here, this is over 28 years of reporting on the VAERS system and the FAER system, the FDA adverse event reporting system. You can see ivermectin and hydroxychloroquine are pretty safe drugs, as is dexamethasone. The 2 drugs below, this is since the COVID pandemic, remdesivir and the COVID vaccines. Now, I don't know how anybody can take a look at our response to COVID and not claim it was anything but a miserable failure. Where 4% of the world's population, we experienced supposedly 16% of the deaths. The VAERS system on the COVID vaccines alone, 1.6 million adverse events.
You could have written about the massive learning loss that occurred because of your pandemic policies. You could have written about, how you all let the elderly die alone because of your pandemic policies and procedures. You could have written about the excess non-COVID deaths that rose during your pandemic protocols and procedures. You could have also written about the uptick in domestic violence or child abuse during your pandemic protocols and procedures. You also could have written about the mental health deterioration during your COVID protocols and procedures, or the soaring debt, the increase in unhealthy lifestyles and behaviors, or the forever declining human rights, or the totality of the collateral damage that your pandemic response has and will continue to cause the people of America and basically around the world for decades to come. And in 49 days, when Dr. Jay Bhattacharya takes the seat that you once held, Dr. Anthony Fauci, I cannot wait to never have to worry about seeing your double-masked face on television telling us what we're gonna have to do ever again.